Hello, everybody. I hope you're all good. I hope you've had a great week wherever you are. I hope you've had a glorious weekend. I hope you've had fun. I hope it's all been good for you. Well, Mickey here. You might see Kaz isn't with me at the moment. She's not feeling too bright, so she's actually somewhere else having a bit of a rest, but she might join us in a little bit. Do excuse me a second. I've just got to move my beaver because Willow really wants to get his teeth into my beaver. Careful how you say that, Mickey. Down. Anyhow, yeah. First things first, as usual. Hey, Kitten Killer. Hi, Dirty Faces. Hi, Dartmoor. Hope you're all good, guys. I'm going to crack open a cider. Lee Michael. Hey up, Bucker. Hope it's good. I cracked my cider open. I'm on the Thatcher's Katie tonight, which is a bit stronger than normal. It's a 7.4%. It's just come out of the fridge. It's nice and cold. Kiwi, how you doing, mate? Oh, needed that. Been a bit of a week. Oh, so what you all been up to? What's the weather like where you are tonight? It's been a bit of a mad rush, so I haven't long been back. I've been away all week. I can tell you now because it's out there. My mum lost her husband 2 weeks ago, and this week was his funeral. So I've spent the week on the island with my mum, helping take care of her, helping her get, final plans for the funeral, prepping food, wake, all the rest of that sort of thing, and also stopped on for a few days afterwards. Just so she just wouldn't straight into an empty house, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's been an emotional week, quite a tough one in some ways. Not so much for me, but obviously for my mum, and then trying to balance that out. My fantastic sons came through 100%. They brought Kaz over for the funeral on Thursday. One of them flew in from the Czech Republic for the funeral. Absolutely brilliant boys. They came in, did what families should do, and it was good. The old boy got a good send off. Very good, very polite, very respectful. He was of a generation that saw the mid towards the end of national service, and when he was offered or told he was getting called up at 18 to do his national service, he actually signed on as a 3-year regular. So rather than just doing his year's national service, he did 3 years, posted out to Hong Kong and that, and on leaving, as you did then, you automatically had to become a reservist. Which he did, went on to the reserve list and stayed on that for many years. So, yeah, Mr. Peter Scott, I salute you, mate, wherever you are in this universe of ours now. May it be peaceful, pleasant, and enjoyable for you. It was another generation. It is. You should love all the comments. So that's what I've been doing this week. Been showing a bit of support and love to my mum. It's tough, and it is going to be busy over the next few months because I've promised her that I will get over there as often as I can. Just help out as you do and be the son that I ought to be. Thank you, Lee Michael. Much appreciated. So that was my week, and I have literally got home in the last hour or two. Got the train up from the Isle of Wight, got ferry across, jumped on the train, come up, pulled off the train, slogged it home, got in. I have nothing planned for tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I've normally got an idea of where I'm going to go. Tonight is complete freehand. I come in, Kaz had let me know this morning she wasn't feeling too good. So it was a case of, what am I going to do? And I've just walked in and gone, okie doke, we'll manage. Hi, Sticks. Yeah, it did, mate. It did. It went very, very well. Everything was good. Kaz is feeling a bit off colour, so she's not with us at the moment. She might join us in a little bit if she's feeling a little bit better. Hey? No, here she comes. Here she comes. She does not want to let her fans down. So,
yes, excuse me today. I am RAF. For those who don't know what that is, it is rough as fuck.
Yeah, so poor old Kaz is feeling a bit RAF. Yeah, it's yes. So, like I say, I do apologise. I have nothing planned for tonight. We're going to freehand it. So I'm going to start with this much, right? FG75, hello mate. Sticks, hello mate. Lee Michael, hello mate. Killer, hello mate. Kiwi, hello mate. Yarps, hello brother. Lee Michael Ray, how you doing, mate? Yeah. Ian Hillier. Oh, Ian. Oh, how you doing, brother? Big hugs to you.
Hi, Mary.
Mary, how are you, my love? Yes, like as I was just saying to the guys that were on earlier, it's been a tough week. It's been laying my stepfather to rest this week and helping my mum get her head around that. So
nice to see you join us, Ian.
I literally got home a couple of hours ago. I've been away all week. Nothing is planned for tonight. It is literally came in and gone, what am I going to do? And my head is a little bit bang off the walls, I'm afraid. So you'll have to bear with me. And
thank you.
Yeah, hopefully we can get this ball rolling. So I was thinking, people have been asking me about budget kit, and I did that one on that really crappy stove the other day, which I've since beaten to death. Hello, Benny. Benny for president, Mr. What was call it? Not politically correct. No, he just knows what I'm on about. Well done, Benny. Good comments, mate. Right, so some budget kit that you can get your hands on. Some of the things that you think about in your survival world. And the way I think about planning my survival world is quite often I reverse the seasons. So stuff that I want for the winter, I buy in the summer because it's cheaper, because they're either getting rid of last year's stock, nobody really wants it. Okay, so I am now looking towards the long cold nights. Now, one of the things that we've found recently, and I've used similar stuff for years, quite often for camps in the van, we used to have them, didn't we?
Yeah.
Was solar lighting. And I don't have a huge budget, so I can't afford to go out and buy
We used to use a solar shed light in our camper van.
Yeah. So instead of going out and spending an absolute fortune on solar panels, I buy these, which are just the small, cheap back garden solar lights. But I usually buy them with the sensors. So what I do is I put a bit of string on it like that. I put it up. I make sure it's fully charged before I go out because it's free to charge, like that. And then when I get up the woods, this one's got two settings, a low and a high setting.
Our lights outside, our security lights are all solar.
I can hang that up in a tree or a branch, and all the time there's no movement around it. It stays off. Something moves past it, once the light's dropped, it comes on. So it lets me know if there's anybody there. Or I can just set it up so it's over the camp. All the time people are moving around, making a cup of tea, coffee and that. There's light. Yeah, I will say in the woods, recharging on the second day isn't as effective, and recharging on the third day is again going to be even less effective because obviously show up by the trees. But for a budget option, they're damn good. And if you then come out to a clearing, stick it on your pack as you're mooching along, it recharges it. So rather than having to carry oil lamps and a gallon of oil with me and having a fire risk, quite often something like that. And I also keep these around the house. In a couple of rooms, we have these on the southward facing side, on the windowsills on the inside. So they're constantly trickle charging. But we have them there as an emergency backup because they switch off. If I need to, I can switch it on. If we had a power cut or something, and I've got lighting in that room for that night and probably for the next couple of days. So, yeah, you see.
You've even got, I've got one next to my bed. It's a torch, but that I just put it in the windowsill in the morning and charge it up for a few days.
That was Amazon, wasn't
it? No, that was Temu.
That was a Temu one. Right. That's a Temu one.
And I worked out about £2.
And I will say, okay, solar interaction wall lamp BK100. I will quite happily put my name behind that. I've got 4 or 5 of them around the house. I've been using this particular model for months now, and I've had no issues. They've not broken down. And the other thing with solar lamps that people quite often forget is they go, oh, it packs up after a year, it packs up after a year. But it's because it's only got a cheap rechargeable battery in it. If you unscrew the back, open the back and put a decent quality rechargeable battery in there, you'll find they charge faster and they hold a better charge. So that is one of the options that I suggest go with.
AliExpress do them, and I believe Shein as well do.
Yeah.
So there's lots of choices of places to find them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all good kit. They are all worth. I mean, it's shop around also. Find out what does you.
Brilliant, David. Thank you.
Yeah, it's you can find all sorts of gear out there like that. And again, I've not Temu recently because I have had a couple. Let me turn that light off.
By the light.
I have bought a couple of rather pants items, but on the other side of the coin, I've also.
Where have you put your new little friend?
Had a couple of good items. Right, so that's a point. Yes.
As I said last week, we have got a new member of the crew. He's angry because he's now captive.
Yeah, Norman the Beaver. Okay, he's not.
Yeah.
He's going to be extremely annoyed soon because Willow wants to do something unspeakable to him.
Yeah.
And he's he may become Willow's new friend, shall we say?
He's quite a big beaver, really, but yeah, he's a really grumpy old Yeah.
So Kaz got herself an angry beaver. I would suggest that anybody come into the camp, if you wish to bring your own beaver, by all means do. Angry or otherwise, as it says on the board.
Justin. No, not Justin.
Justin Beaver. Yeah. Right.
We'll put him away now because
poor old dog is getting stressed.
Oh, you've got Veteran Ways has been out and he's bought himself some Angry Beaver. He's got the Angry Beaver hammock and underquilt.
Excellent, mate. Excellent.
It's Shein. It's spelled SHEIN. It's
it depends what you're looking for. Again, it's like with all these things, it's shop around, isn't it? You're not always going to find all the best things. And again, sometimes you'll buy things and it's good quality. Sometimes you buy them
from the little spirit stove.
Yeah, that was pants. That was pants. I beat the living death out of that.
That's
I threw it away and I made sure that the bin men weren't going to go, oh, that's a handy bit of kit, I'll have that. I beat the buggery out of it. Because it was just dangerous. It was just, there's no two ways about it. The shoddy construction, even if you put, as somebody said to me, you could put felt in it and then use that as a burn pot, you could. But the actual construction of the bowl and the actual sliding tray was absolutely dire. It was like it wasn't much stronger than tin foil, to be honest with you. And it's sharp. I got a couple of little nicks and slices on my fingers playing with it.
Yeah, you funny you say it, Veteran Ways. You and Mac have found that, and because you're 58, so you're the same age as me, Mac, and Mick were all born in 1965.
Yeah.
So Mac's.
Hi there, Ali. Hiya, mate. Sorry I didn't make
Ali.
your live stream this week, mate. I've been stuck on the Isle of Wight caring for my mum. So I'd never really bothered with a hammock until a couple of years ago because I'd always gone, what's the point? I'd just throw out the DOS mat, that's it, crash, away you went, which was fine when I was younger. Now I'm getting older and it comes to us all. The joints play up a bit more. The back, if you sleep on something hard, you get uncomfortable. It will punish you, and then that goes towards ruining the whole trip. And somebody said to me, try a hammock. And I started with a cheap. It was just a cheap Amazon hammock. It was the wrong size for me, but I did find, used it a couple of times, sleeping on my back was a nightmare to start off with because it's not my natural sleeping position. But the bonus wasn't so much in the getting sleep and that, it was the condition of me when I woke up. It was the fact that when I woke up and rolled out of it, I'm still stiff. I'm stiff when I get out of my own bed in the morning. Careful how you say it, Mickey. But it wasn't the same sort of agony I'd had where I'd rolled off of a sleep mat onto the deck, and that was the thing for me. I don't. People say, "Oh, you put your sleep mat inside your sleeping bag." Have you seen the size of me? Right, with a sleep mat, with an inflatable sleep mat, even a slimline one, in a sleeping bag.
Even CJ.
I look like the overfilled caterpillar.
He's still got his Sticks was saying he's got his hammock still in the garden. I mean, I know that I spoke to Mac this morning, and him him and his friend Rob, they had an overnighter yesterday in their camper, their camp.
Yeah, and so whilst I've been away, there's been a bit of mudslinging going on. Stop it. That's what I would say. Stop it. Play nice. Things happen in life. People can't always do what they would like to do when they would like to do it. Right? It happens. And play nice and speak to people and come to understandings and that all.
Well, that's showed here that there's someone who trashed. Who's saying that someone trashed the, was it permission where the scout camp is? Someone trashed it.
Yeah, it's.
We know, Benny.
Yeah.
You've done tactfully though.
Yeah, Benny, you did it. You did it
with grace, and
I actually like the way you did it. You did it with good grace. You didn't. Yeah, we all know what was going on, but I'm not going to go into it in too much detail because I was. Hi,
Sky. Sky said hello to you.
Hi, Sky.
I loved your video with her the other day. It's so sweet.
I'm not even going to mention the channel or anything like that because I don't agree with it. But for those within the community that know what went on and that, I was like, really, Benny, well handled, mate. Because I'd have probably gone round there and lost my temper. But there we go. We won't go down that road. Anyhow, so onward and upward. Sky, how you doing, my little buddy? I hope you're doing grand. I hope you're teaching everybody at school bushcraft. In fact, school's over now. Should be school summer holidays, I believe.
She went out with her dad, and they Sticks got some. They made 10. Was it 10?
Yeah.
Shin slots. Yes.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch anything yet or catch up with anybody because again, over on the island, go to the Isle of Wight, go back in time. Woo-hoo. Internet, Tinterweb they call it over there.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. It's
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah, it happens. Cujo, power cut. My missus went out and bought some plug-in night lights. Yeah, at least she was thinking the right way. So I got a big thing for solar lighting. These solar powered lights. And again, the budget ones, the cheap ones, are as good as anything else. Don't get me wrong. If you can afford to lash out a couple £100 on a full solar setup, brilliant for you. But to be honest with you, I think for a tenner, you could probably put a light in every room of the house, and then all you've got to do to maintain that lighting at night is move those to a south-facing window in the morning, charge them up through the day, and they're there for the night. And if you've...
And it didn't get ruined by cows.
And they could just sit there until emergency, unlike what we'll be doing, the Angry Beaver camp. I'll be taking a couple of these up to hang up in the trees to give a bit more lighting by night. Not that it's desperately needed, but it's easy. Oh dear.
I was just asking, is there any good camping spots on the Isle of Wight?
I've not had a chance to explore it that way.
It's that where Nobby Step Away from the Screens goes camping.
Yeah. Step Away from the Screens does his camping over there. I've not had a chance to really explore it.
Bloody expensive to get over there, though. I'll warn you now. A day trip. Lucky I had my blue card to go to the funeral. The blue for the ferry. There was 4 adults and 1 child. It was. I had to pay £87. That's only because I had my blue badge. it'd been over £100.
Yeah. Normally, when I go over there, I allow 150 quid for the car ferries. Hence, these days, it's actually more efficient for me. I jump on the train. I use my Veterans Rail card as well. Jump on the train down to Portsmouth Harbour, straight onto the cat across, and then use public transport the other side, to be honest with you, because that's a 50 quid return trip.
Yeah, it's open for a month, isn't it?
And that's open for a month. So if you're doing it that way, then it's worth doing. But to be honest with you, unless you're going to go set yourself up and properly explore the island, in which case you really ideally want a car.
Better at the New Forest.
Yeah,
in the New Forest.
You'd be probably better off. You can't camp in the way. You can use a campsite in the New Forest, but you definitely can't wild camp there. But but it's a beautiful place. I would say to you guys, in fact, if there's anybody that's interested in going over there, hit me up, and I'll see if I can. I've got the contact for one person that rents out chalets over there and does quite a good deal, and I've stayed in their chalet, and I can say it was lovely.
There's ads everywhere, Benny.
Yeah. Don't know what their affordability or availability is, but if you're interested in going over to the island, want to hit me up, let me know, and I'll put you in contact with that person. Because it's, do you know, it's like stepping back in time, isn't it? You go over there, it really is. It's
you get your veteran badge. I don't know if you've got your. Ali was just saying he's applied for his veterans ID, and it's applied ages ago and still hasn't got anything.
Chase them up, mate. Chase them up.
Yeah.
They can be buggers. It's so I take it what Ali's on about is that one, your Armed Forces Veterans card. Yeah. Chase them up on it, mate. Get through, because the thing is,
you've already got to rattle their cage.
Yeah, you can't get that one, which is your Veterans Rail card, without having that one, can you?
No.
And that is a good discount. If people have said to me, why bother with the Veterans card? And I'll be honest with you, I have had some good deals off organisations since I've had it. Rail travel's brilliant. Air flight's not so bad. You can get deals on that. Things like the RAC. They do deals. So against we're shopping around Millets, they do deals.
The rail card is brilliant. Yeah. You get quite a big saving. As I said, we got a rail ticket for him. He went on Tuesday, and then he came back today. And for the open ticket using the rail card, and with the rail card that one goes, the train. It goes right over to the island, so it covers the catamaran as well. Covers
the ferry as well.
And it's £57 for an open month.
Yeah, so and that does make the only annoying thing is you get your ticket checked on a train. I feel like a school kid because they go, tickets please, show me ticket. They go, show me your veterans card. There you go. But I suppose people scam those sort of things as well. But it's hopefully it'll come through for you soon, mate. Like I say, when it first came out, I, like a lot of guys, went, what's the point? And I'll be honest with you, it's not all they said it was going to be. We're going to get priority on this and priority on that. No, that's about all. But you do get some deals on it. And again, with the camping shops, a lot of those will do you a discount with the veterans card. So, and some people say to me, how big's the discount? So I said, it doesn't matter how big discount is. Every penny I can save is a penny towards something else. So, if somebody's only giving you a 5% discount, you grab it, don't you? You take it. And if it'll help. Ooh.
Yeah. Give them a roll. Rattle a cage.
Yeah.
Because they're expecting you to just go, I'll wait. No, just say to them, come on, I've done it.
Killers infested with horseflies at the moment.
Oh, dear. They're nasty.
Nearly swore again. Do apologise. They're buggers, they are, aren't they? Swines. Oh, my mum nearly killed me last night. Damn near killed. I'd phone Kaz for emergency medical aid and assistance. My mum's been growing this chilli plant in her greenhouse this year. My mum, real green figure, loves growing things, but she's not a great chilli person. But whatever reason,
lots of hobbies here.
Yeah, whatever was the reason, she decided to raise chilies, and she found a yellow one yesterday. And my mum, being my mum, walked straight up to me holding this little bit of yellow chili, which I recognised if what it was. I went, like that, and smiled. So I took it, and literally, as I started chewing it, she's going, she burnt her mouth that badly she couldn't talk. And it was one of those chilies, you put it in, bit down, and it went boom, straight away, straight to full temperature. I lost the feeling of the tip of my tongue, couldn't feel my teeth, couldn't feel my lips. My mum was the same. We stood in the kitchen looking at one another, water pouring out of our eyes. I'm swinging on milk.
She had to ring me to let me know, and
yeah, I'm swinging on milk.
Sympathy.
My mum, who's a vegetarian, is munching vegetarian yogurt like a crazy thing. God, about 20 minutes on, once I got the feeling back, I looked at her, I went,
John.
"What'd you do that for?" She went, "I didn't expect you to put it in your mouth. I thought you'd be more intelligent." I said, "Well, why didn't you tell me?" She said, "I couldn't. She said, my mouth was burning that much. I couldn't do anything."
Yeah, John just said, "But did you die?"
No, I didn't die.
No.
I actually had a bit of an endorphin release, I will say. Yeah. Yeah. I then went and took the dog for a walk or a drag. But yeah, God, it was vicious actually. Called a, what was it, devil chili or something like that. Again, it was one of these, I think they're all called devil chilies or Inferno or Insanity.
So yacht, you can all be doing that at the camp at the end of next month. And
I just go, no, I won't be doing it. I won't be doing it. Me and a bull roarer is just
imagine if all did it. The people living around there go, "What the hell's going on?"
We haven't got the space.
Aliens.
We haven't got. There's space for probably one or two people to get going.
Yeah.
But I think if I tried doing it down there, it'd just be clatter, 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 clatter as they go off the trees.
I grew some chilies once. They were Valentine ones.
Yeah.
And you took them in for work to one of your mates who reckoned you could eat really hot stuff. And yeah.
Go on and bring in bull roarers. Right.
Yeah, Ali, that stove was treacherous.
Oh yeah.
On it was
fucking.
It was just. It looked pretty solid when you got it out of the box, but yeah, fucking no.
Mate, I was just. If you look through my videos, very rarely do I show anything negatively.
Good evening, Sparford.
If stuff I've had in the past where I've looked at it and gone, "That's pants," my attitude is, then I'm not going to show it. Okay, simple as that's, and I'll send it back to the manufacturer and say, "I don't want to show this on my video, and these are my reasons." I always like to be sensible.
Yeah,
give a reason, they might change their design. With that was just
we will
bloody,
not disown you.
bloody dangerous.
While Camping Sparford just come in and said, "Sorry not been to visit for a few Sundays, but really enjoying your content. Keep up the good work."
Mate, not a problem. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the support. We really appreciate it.
Cuttlefish, that's a good idea. Improvise with the cuttlefish.
Improvise or what?
Those bull roarers. I do you could like that, and you can end up twatting some poor bird off its branch.
Just got this image of me sitting there with my cuttlefish bull roarer like that, and about 40 finches stuck to it.
Nice to see you getting pockets in. Apologies, not sending out the items this week. You can imagine with the funeral and everything, it's been hard, but I will sort them out. But there is none this week.
Yeah. So it has been hectic. It has been a hell of a week. But yeah, we all have to face it. It's one of those uncertainties in life, isn't it? So I even made it. My notes for this week.
So who's going to make the beaver one?
There you go. My notes for this week. Right.
That's right. Yeah, his pockets.
Timing last week to remind me what the timing was, and my notes for this week. Not all budget gear is good. Not all budget gear is bad. Right, let's get to these comments. Come on, guys. Let's get some incentive going and see how you're all doing. Benny's cat. Yeah, Benny's cat should be fine. I'm not using Benny's cat as a bull roarer.
Yeah, he's got. Lee's saying that he's got MPTSD.
Yes. You. Yeah. Hey.
It's you. You got Mick post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh. Bamboo flute. So we're so clever. Everyone in there.
Not only are we survivors, we're musical survivors. Yeah, I can beatbox. No, I can't. The worried look on Kaz's face. Like, oh no.
You're not sending the cat in the post. It's bad enough when an angry beaver turning up. Not having a traumatised cat as well.
I would like to point out to any members of the RSPCA, Peter, or anything, I am an advocate of being kind to animals. I hit people for hurting animals. So we're just joking, okay? Just joking. I am not going to turn a cat into
What's
a
the most adventurous meal you've attempted while camping? I tried doing, I don't know. You've done your bannock.
I'm not really adventurous.
Jason's the one.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to survival food and campfire cooking, I've actually, I'm one of those that thinks keep it simple. The more simple it is, the less likely I am to burn it, ruin it, or otherwise go wrong.
They are, John.
So I tend to, if I'm cooking on a campfire, I tend to stick. Excuse me. I tend to stick to the simple things like bannock bread, meat. So whatever meat it is, ideally on a campfire, I try not to have it more than an inch thick. Try to have a large piece, plenty of fat on it. Cook it slightly away from the heat so it doesn't burn. Cook it well and rest it. Or stews, curries, chilies, things that cook over a long period of time. Maintain a rolling boil.
I've seen it was Kent did the pizza, didn't he? But then he used one of those thingy stoves.
Yeah. I mean,
I think you'd probably make yourself a calzone pizza.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to stop you really trying anything. It's only your sense of adventure, really. And again, we always come back to this. Why is food such a big subject in the bushcraft survival and camping world? Well, because food is definitely on the survival list of priorities. And people always come back to that. Well, you don't really need to worry about food because you got the roller free. Yeah, you can go 3 weeks without food. Well, you can. That's 3 weeks until you die.
Yeah.
But very quickly, and I mean within hours, especially in a stressful environment, your blood sugars may be dropping. Your energy goes, your ability to concentrate goes, you start to suffer with muscle fatigue, you start to use up the ketones in the body, so you start to burn the body fat, and then you start to burn the body muscle. In fact, you burn the body muscle before you even start burning the body fat. So you're breaking your body down.
Sun-dried rabbit, that doesn't sound very nice.
Very quickly. So food is an important thing. And the other thing in survival, food is morale. So if you've got that inventive flair, if you've got that ability to cook and that inventive flair, especially if you can gain from the environment around you to make something nice, it's a bonus. There's nothing going to pick your morale up in a survival situation more than having some sort of shelter, a nice fire going, and a good meal.
You're not cooking the beaver. Yachts want to have beaver beef bourguignon with wild rice.
You catch the beaver, we'll cook it. So I don't get much meat on that beaver. But yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's beer's adventure. I mean, if you want to talk about what do I really like as foods that I could take out and cook in something like the Dutch oven.
Kitten was saying he cooks fish.
Yeah, I like things like oxtail. Oxtail stew.
If it cooks a long time, you can just leave it and let it
do its thing.
Yeah.
Although I have
bacon grill, the famous.
I don't think I've shown it on video, but I'm going to do it again because I am going to have another one. I had my first tomahawk steak the other week. Oh, meat fest. And I'm still apologise if anybody here is vegetarian and it's not their cup of tea. But blimey, what a cut of meat. I did enjoy that. I've said for years it wouldn't be worth the money.
Mine were the Flintstones. It was just
I said for years it wouldn't be worth the money because when I've looked at it in supermarkets and places like that, it's exorbitantly priced. Yeah, I went and spoke to my local butchers and he went, yeah, no problem. And that was quite a reasonable cut of meat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, the one tomahawk that I bought and cooked for myself, you could have fed 3 people, possibly 4 people easily on it, and it kept Willow in a bone for 48 hours.
He kept hiding it in the quilt and under the blankets.
Rib bone. It just looked like he had this big moustache on, like one of the old little twisty moustaches. He just everywhere for 48 hours. He also
didn't trust us to steal it because he kept sleeping with it. He took his head on top of it so that he wouldn't get it stolen.
Kiwi says he can only do 10 minutes without food. 24 hours without food is difficult. I mean,
shopping basket, yeah.
Being hungry is, yeah. You could. I mean, and again, you could survive in this high stress situation. Quite often, actually, your feeling of hunger goes because the adrenaline's running, because your body's running on overload, and you'll keep going. But sometimes you've got to remember to fuel. I've been in a couple of situations in my life where I've literally gone pretty much 24, 48 hours before I realised that I haven't fueled myself up, and then when you flag, you crash, you hit the wall.
I liked chicken feet.
Yeah, I did. I can't say what I was doing, where I was doing it, or how or why I was doing it, but I went nearly a month on very, very, very minimal food. And when I say minimal food, I mean I literally had a slice of toast about once every 2 days, and it wasn't through pleasure or anything. That was my only choice. That and water. I lost a lot of weight. My body started pretty much devouring itself, made me very, very ill afterwards, and I was glad to come out of that situation still on my feet. But so I have been in a starvation situation, not through choice, because I'd have walked away at any point if I had the opportunity.
CJ, they're made of molten lava, them things. So it takes 25 minutes to eat a Greggs sausage roll because you get 10-15 minutes blowing on it.
Yeah.
Mick is drinking Thatcher's Katie this week.
Yeah, I'm on the Thatcher's Katie this week, which I've got to go steady on because, again, I'm pretty tired. It's been a long, long week, and that's a 7.4. So that's a fairly potent cider, but it's very, very sweet, quite pleasant to drink, and cold.
I'm on water. Like a good girl.
I've never had a Greggs sausage roll. I've never tried one.
You wouldn't like them because they've got pink meat, you call it.
Oh, no. Don't do pink meat. No. Don't do pink meat. Pink meat, yeah. Keep that.
No, he stole it.
Yeah, Katie doesn't know I've nicked it. But yeah. JD as usual. Yeah, don't blame me, mate. Well, I got myself a bottle.
That's Faye.
Oh! Excuse me.
Yeah. At the funeral, Mum had all vegetarian, and she had Linda McCartney vegetarian sausage rolls. I love them.
So I got a bottle of sherry.
QC.
A rather nice bottle of sherry, and I hadn't realised until the funeral actually how much I enjoyed a glass of sherry.
I used to have it with ditch water.
Yeah, ditch water. Yeah.
I used to drink at the pub. I used to have sherry with orange juice. It looked like dirty ditch water, but I loved it.
I'm out of mead at the moment. I've done the mead. Oh, Kiwi, I'm not doing the warning tonight. Basically, that's it. Anything goes.
Yeah.
We're being a bit.
We're throwing the brass to the corner and socks going out the window.
We're just wild and out there. See, I'll even throw my dog tags over my back of my neck like that. I'll put my glasses on my head and just run screaming into the bush.
Now, if you said banana, Lee, you'd have me because I love banana milkshake. I'm not so keen on them.
I hate them.
Strawberry.
Chocolate milkshake for me. Caroline hates chocolate milkshake. See, it's a perfect relationship. She's never going to drink my chocolate milkshake. I'm never going to steal her banana milkshake. Works, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
What are you doing, Willow?
Being experimental or just mental? Or full-on mental, mate. Yeah.
Willow went absolutely potty when he said his dad today.
Oh, he hadn't seen me for a week.
No.
Went mental. And he just stood there shaking like a leaf for about 3 seconds. And he went, it's him! And then that was it. Lick, run round, try and trip me up. I'll help you with the bag, Dad. Oh, nightmare. Has anybody been on a train on a hot day just lately? Do you know, when I remember first travelling on trains,
we'll take your blame, Ben.
Proper doors that slammed and windows that opened, you could get a bit of air in them. Modern trains don't seem to have much in the way of air conditioning. It was hot.
You don't do well with whiskey, do you?
Oh, no. Don't ever give me whiskey. I'm not allowed whiskey.
It's actually down by my feet at the moment.
We've got a fan at that side of the room, which is blowing across the floor. Again, because our house, unfortunately, faces south and has a black roof. So it gains a lot of heat.
I'll try and pick him up in a minute.
We've got the fan going, trying to keep it a bit cooler in here. But he's actually flaked out across the floor now. Full dog stretched like that with his belly towards the fan. So I know he would. I'll try and pick him up in a bit. But at the moment, he's
leaning against my back and my
trying to keep him calm and cool. Yeah.
We've been seeing off planes all week. So we've had the Farnborough Air Show out there.
Yeah, I don't. Me and whiskey, unfortunately, how can we best put this? I get violent on whiskey, don't I? I do. I get great, which is really weird because in everything else in life, I'm Mr. Placid, but you get whiskey inside me and I get really fiery. So Mac and everybody that knows me is like, don't
Grumpy
give him whiskey.
Don't poke the bear.
Do not poke the bear. The bear don't like being poked. Anyhow, shall we get on with go ahead, man.
Oh, I haven't done one.
I have. I've set one up. It's all organised. I thought I'd set it up.
Where's my box of goodies?
I've not tried the Helicon Tech Swag Man. I've not had the chance to have a go with one. But I will say, I have a Wooby. I'm impressed with the Wooby and happy with the Wooby. It's a damn good bit of kit. I like it. I've got a couple of bits there anyhow. Giveaways, okay, so just sort out a couple of giveaways. So, Hangman this week. Think mapping. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. Think mapping. And that's for
the prize would be. But did they die? Or as one of the woodland camo snoods.
Snood. Right, so please don't laugh at my shorts.
It's full camo today.
Manly white legs. These are These are emergency reflective safety legs that can be used to flash aircraft at up to 15 miles away. Okay, they're like.
Way. Brooke is using the whistle. Yeah, not to please about it.
I do apologise, but hey, it's there for a reason. So, first word, my friends.
Oh no, Ali! He's just got to check on his dinner and he hadn't turned the oven on.
Hadn't turned it on, or?
No, he hadn't turned the thing on.
Do you know
There's nothing worse, is there? That's mean you got like another half hour for
That's more disappointing than burning it, isn't it? That's frustrating. So, first word.
I need a pen.
Is actually 2 words. A 7-letter word followed by a 4-letter word.
Well, someone's already asked for a. Already asked for a P. Yachts wanted a P.
A P.
Yeah. Katrina, you have to think of something else, my love.
Nope.
What was the clue it buffered?
Hey?
When Benny said what was it? What was the clue because it buffered?
The reference, okay, is mappage.
Right. Faye wants an E.
An E.
Yeah.
There we go.
Benny wants an A.
An A.
Yeah.
Sorry, Benny.
You're hanging you. Oh. Right. Katrina wants a D.
A.
D.
D. No.
Elusive Dartmouth wants a Z. You go to sleep, you want. Benny already had an E, thank you. Mary wants an M.
An M.
Yeah.
M for Michael.
You put it up there, but you probably want to see it. F.
And an F.
For Freddie. O for October.
O for October.
Yep. An S for Tiger Lily.
Hang on, 2 seconds. 1, 2.
Hang on a minute, wait.
And what was the next one?
S for Tiger Lily, yeah. O's already had. John wants T.
T.
Yep. Benny wants a Y.
A Y.
Yep.
I'll put that one over here.
Still. Bugger. You. Oh, now things gone weird. Hang on a minute, people. Why?
Has just needs a second to catch up.
An S. No, we've already had an S. Oh, sorry, my phone keeps falling over. A V.
A V.
Yeah.
No.
A C for Katrina.
Yeah. Yeah, C.
Where are we? C, V. There's no F in contour line.
Hey?
Someone said there's no F in contour line.
There is no F in contour lines. They're exactly right. There is no F up there either. But they got it right.
That was CJ.
Yeah.
So, CJ, you are the winner. So, would you like a But Did They Die keyring? Or would you like a face mask? Oh, did I miss one? Stealth got it first. Oh, blimey.
That's all right. Give them both one.
Right. Stealth.
Give him the first choice and then.
What, Stealth? And you got it first. I'm sorry I missed that. And CJ. So, sorry, Stealth. It's because my phone kept falling over. So, would you want Do you want but did you die, or did you want the face mask? It's because my phone fell over and it just disappeared all the writing. I don't feel well as well, though. So, Stealthy, just let me know what it was, and I should try and do it better this time. It's because there's a lot of things going.
Okay. We'll have a break from that for a second then.
That's all right. So everyone still decides what he wants.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not going to do one for a while. I need a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Yes, one. But did I die? Will be coming to you.
Excellent. Right. Next word is an easy one. It's all to do with mappage again. So 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9-letter word. Okay. Yeah, and we'll see who can manage this one. And like I said, do bear with us. I'm extremely knackered and not thinking straight. Kaz isn't feeling so good, so we'll do our best to muddle through. So 9 letters to do with mapping.
Okay, we're ready for the next go. Benny wants an A.
An A?
Yep.
Okay, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters in.
Lee says ordnance.
4, 5.
Nah. Any other letters? O for Faye.
I know, Faye.
Ooh. Katrina wants a C.
A C?
Yep.
No C in this one, I'm afraid.
Oh, you get hung. Orion. Very good. Orientation.
No, not that. Not orientation.
No. L.
L.
Yep. For Lima.
Okay,
E for Echo. Is it inclination? Kitten Killer. Elevation.
Hey.
Got it. Yay, Kitten Killer. So, Kitten Killer, would you like, but did you die? I can't really see it that well. Or the woodland face mask. What you have to do is you have to write you're not going to draw.
No, show and tell.
All right. Did you die? Yes, no problem.
Show and tell time. Excuse me.
I mean, but did you die? Would we send him on the way to you too?
So let's get some more of them.
So
did I die?
Yeah. I've got a few more. That's not.
They're going to start a trend.
Yeah.
You'll start seeing people wandering around in the bushcraft survival world. You'll be going to shows and there'll be people walking with them on their belts and on their gear, and you'll go,
did you die?
I'm sure it was in survival, but did you die? Right, so 1, 2 items, or 3 items here. 1, if you're a driver, I suggest you have, or if you're somebody that travels regularly on public transport, worth carrying in your kit. And that's one of these. Right? So we always have one of these in the car, which is a window breaker and a seatbelt cutter. They don't have to be expensive models because they will all pretty much do the job as long as they've got a hardened tip on there.
I think it's less than £1, that was, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
less than £1. It's not expensive, but it will do the job. The other thing as well, you can drive small tacks and things in with it. If you've got a bear stick its nose in through the window, you could.
You say about a seat belt cutter.
Yeah.
I've got one that's just a seat belt cutter and a little it's a key ring that fits in my bag. I actually used it this week when we come over on Thursday because I bought our granddaughter a toy dog. And it was in a box with that stupid white bloody plastic clip thing on it. So I was able to just go like that and.
Yeah, but that's just it, isn't it? It's not just a seatbelt cutter; it's another tool. So those you can pick up. And again, if you've got a car, worth having a couple of those. I've usually got one in the front and one in the back, and everybody in the car. Well, when I used to carry the boys in the car, they all knew how to use it just in case of emergencies. There's 2 more bits of kit that we picked up.
That'd be lovely. Thank you, Pockets. It's offering you some kit.
When I'm quite often I'm out in the woods and that, I forage. Now, forage bags. So forage bags, what have I used for donkey's years? Some of you might have seen these in my early videos. Now that, believe it or not, is a covert.
It's like a giant green
doesn't
key.
Make a sound. Right, so what that is, so basically Waitrose and other supermarkets used to do these. I don't know if they still do.
They do, yeah.
Basically, just a little tiny
shopping bag.
Fold away shopping bag.
They do now with pockets.
Actually opens out into quite a reasonable sized bag. And that I like to keep dangling on my kit. Basically, that's my forage bag. If I'm going out looking for tinder, or if I'm on a route or a walk where I'm going to be bimbling along thinking, look for tinder, look for dry twigs, think about the fire tonight.
Thank you.
Or might be foraging plants and that. Again, something as small and light as that is a good go-to, and it just clips on the outside of my bag, weighs nothing. The other route,
you silver birch bark, put it in there, can't you?
Yeah. The other route you can go to is a bit more military, so you can go down the route
Charlie.
Of dump pouches. Now you can dump pouches basically come in all sizes and shapes. Okay, from a nice, what I would call a probably a 4 or 5 magazine 556 dump pouch like that, which is designed to clip on your belt.
So they wanted the extra little hidden pocket in the bottom.
Yeah. No, that one's not one of the hidden pockets at the bottom. So you get a little dump pouch like that, and again, that's big enough to put tinder in, bits and pieces. It's got a drawstring on the top, so you can pull it up. But also take an Osprey bottle and things like that, and a couple of pockets on it. So again, great little bit of kit. But Kaz got me one of these.
That was Temu.
Which is basically a Temu copy of the American Service dump pouch, which is a great bit of kit because it opens out into quite a big pouch. So this has got Molly on the back, so it's designed to go onto your belt, your kit, your Bergen, whatever, folded up flat. The nice thing with this one is you've got this loop here. So that loop basically for me is a carabiner sized loop, just clipping onto my belt, and then gives me a nice big dump pouch. Now,
he uses the titanium long ones rather than the folding ones.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Now, unlike a lot of dump pouches, this one has no hole in the bottom to drain, which for me is a bonus. Because it also, in an emergency, becomes a water collection system. The stitching is probably going to dribble, might even act as a bit of a filter if you needed to, as a primary filter. But again, it then becomes a bucket. It becomes something that I can wash out of. It becomes something that I can clean things in prior to cooking. So dump pouches really have a place in your kit. It's something, whether it's a dump pouch, whether it's a forage bag, it's something you want to think about with your gear. It's what you're looking for is a lightweight system that clips onto your kit, your gear, carried simply and comfortably.
I think they do in other colours as well. Yeah. It's not just that that colour they do.
Covertly or overtly, and will give you the ability to unfold it and collect that gear that you need as you're going along. So if you're a wild plant foraging for food, you could unclip it. If you're halfway through your mission and you're like, Bergen's full, pockets are jammed full of everything and all the rest of it, and I need something, I want to collect some birch bark, some twigs, and so on, it can go into that.
Owen likes your shorts.
I like my shorts.
They're from Temu as well.
Yeah, Temu shorts.
They're about 4 or 5 quid.
So when I'm moving through the woods at night,
stealth.
There is a legend round here of a pair of white legs that have been seen walking through the woods in the dark.
But you like it because it's really
super light. Absolutely super light, airy. They've got no air resistance. If I drop one, it's gone away from me straight away. And the breeze wafts around those bits you want it to waft around with. The other thing Kaz picked me up. Now these, I see lots of guys using them, and I've still got my original rig here. Okay, so I had what you call a sniper rig. So basically, on my body armor, I had a rig of pouches that went over the top, and basically what I had was magazine pouches across the front. I had a couple of other little tool pouches, radio pouch, bits and pieces like that, all mounted to the front as an operational rig. And I've seen lots of guys wearing chest rigs, and I was like, do you know what? They have a place. Chest rigs tactically have a place, especially in urban combat and things like that. But they also, I found when I came away from that side of things, it's bulky, and I'll get in the way. And I'm not tactical here, so why do I need to carry X number of magazines, and all the kit, radio, and that on me? But I decided to have a look into some of these chest rigs that are being sold out there. And so Kaz picked me one up, and it's quite a simple little chest rig. Again, I'll be honest with you, not my cup of tea. Right? I don't like having things on my front, purely and simply because it starts to encumber me for load carry. I've got to get on my kit on my back, or I might even be wearing a yoke system, which I prefer. Right? So I like to carry things around my hips, keep the weight low if I can. So I'll wear a yoke system with pouches. If it has to go tactical, that's the way I'd go. Chest rig for me, not so much. I can see their place, especially if you were somewhere where you could be carrying a sidearm, where it'd be somewhere that you could conceal carry. We're not going to be doing that in the UK. And if I was somewhere I'd go to that, I'd probably go for a drop leg holster anyhow. What do I think of it? Good kit. Great kit. Great pouch. Kaz can fill you on the details of where and how we got it. If you were doing something...
before you stop falling you on fat on your face.
Yeah. If you were doing something like you are the med guy for a security detail or something like that, it's a good place to carry...
Charlie, Royal Engineers.
It's a good place to carry all the first aid kit you want initially, because it is... You're the guy that's going to be looking into things and going into things while somebody else is keeping their eyes out. Security details and that, you've got it all there. That's about the only way I personally would use it.
Owen said he uses this for carrying his drone.
Yeah, carrying your drone and things like that. But I know it sounds really weird. I actually spend a lot of time on my belly. Okay. Because I'm keen on spotting wildlife, so I tend to be
a bad cat.
Yeah, I tend to spend a lot of time prone, so I tend to go with, if I can, a single pack, keep my profile on the front as low as possible, so I can drop to the deck and shimmy along the deck. Yes, I have been known to park grass, look out, and go, "Hello, dear," put the grass back. They have a place. It's just personal choice. It's one of those things for me. It's not so much. If I'm going to carry it in an emergency, if it was a survival situation, I tend to go with the same route as Derek. And I haven't got it up here, but I could carry a Bergen on my back, so I could put my 100-litre Bergen or 120-litre Longback on my back, but then I could carry a 25-litre ruck on my front. So I would use that because it's got more space, ability, and I would then load it so that it balanced out what I got on my back, try and split the loads front and rear to keep that weight centralised on my body. Where did we purchase the chest rig?
That particular one, again, was a Temu.
Temu, yeah.
And it was less than £5.
Less than £5 on Temu.
It was just trying to get some kit in. You know, you can go to your army surplus, but for those who cannot get to an army surplus and that, it's... As
you said, I'm quite a chunk of a guy. Okay, so let's do a sensible evaluation of this for you guys. So you're probably going to want your chest rig so that in the winter you can put it over a jacket. So we'll take a jacket, this thing a smock on.
We could go on to what's that? Survival and Lost, is it?
Yeah, Survival and Lost.
So Survival and Lost have a website.
That's one of my favourite surplus shops, to be honest with you.
Ben just said you can't help but think you're a stalker. He was a stalker.
I am a stalker. I've been known to stalk many an animal over the years. So I'm a big old chunky fella, and I've pretty much got these straps maxed out. So chest wise on me, you're looking at a 50-inch chest. Okay, and that fits on there if I've not got the straps twisted quite comfortably. Okay, so if you're looking at putting a chest rig together, you can then put a belt order on with that. Carry a belt order if you've got a pair of hips to keep it up. Wear a belt order with it. A couple of pouches on that. Bergen on the back. Pretty much you're Mr. Tactical, away you go. And again, I'm not knocking this piece of kit. I think it's a great bit of kit. It's definitely got a place. For my everyday usages, not so much so. Okay.
It's actually less than a £5.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So pocket wise, you've got one pocket there, and it is lined as well, which is quite nice. So you've got one front pocket. You've got a second front pocket, which is more of a document pocket. That one's not quite so deep. And then you've got one main pocket in the top, okay, which is padded as well. It's padded and lined, and quite a size pocket. And it's got a zippered security pocket at the back there as well. So you've got somewhere to keep documents if you needed it, a bit of spare cash, that sort of thing. If I was orienteering as well, I think if I was doing fast moving over open ground and I wanted somewhere, I was carrying a map, compass, protractor, all those sort of gadgets with me, possibly a monocular, or even an IR scope or something like that. Yeah, that'd be a good way of carrying it. It's to hand. So if you were stalking, if you were up on the hills, stalking prey, and again, as I keep saying to people, you don't have to kill things to stalk them. I spent a lot of time stalking deer in a professional manner, but these days I do it with a camera. So, and if you can get close enough with a good camera to take a good quality shot with plenty of detail, you can do the same with a rifle. So it's another way of practicing those skills. I meet a lot of people that tell me if the SHTF came, they're going to grab their bow and arrow, their rifle, their crossbow, and they're going to live off of game and that. And I always say to them, are you a good shot? Oh, yeah, I'm a brilliant shot. I practice all the time. Do you know how to get within that 25, 30 meters of your prey? Because if you don't, forget it. Yeah, go to trapping, because that is also a skill you're going to have to learn to develop, and it's a skill you can legally and easily practice today. Okay, without anybody looking at you, you're not carrying a weapon or anything like that. But you go out with a camera, a small tripod, and set yourself the task of trying to get a shot of a deer. So you're going to the game is to get out, get as close as you can, set the tripod up, set the camera up, get the shot. If you can do all that, then you're cracking it and you're perfecting those stalking skills. Now, you might never lead them in your life, but you're perfecting them. You're building them up. The other great thing with that is it creates a oneness with nature. You start to tune in. When you are either prey or predator, your senses, you allow your senses to take over, your sense of smell, the sense of the feel of the wind. And good stalkers too, they're always checking the wind, and they know the wind can vary over distance and be affected by trees, gullies, water. Even the humidity of the air can cause rise and drop. But you start to learn to sense it. You feel it on your skin, you feel it in your own hair, you feel it on the hairs on your arms. You start to learn to pick up on the moisture content in the air, the smells, the sounds. You train yourself to really tune in to all those background things, and that will be a tool you would need in a survival situation if you were going to live off of what you could hunt. And all good hunters know that you can have the best rifle and the best scope in the world, but if you haven't got the ground skills, the tracking skills, and the stalking skills, you're very tired, aren't you? You can forget it, because everything's going to clear off before you get there. And that even goes with the smallest game. If you're just starting out, start in the park with the small things, the pigeons, the squirrels, the rabbits. They're all super alert. See how close you can get to them.
I'll send you that picture of the snakes. There's one of our little local roads around the corner here. There's some sort of python.
Yeah.
In the middle of the road.
Python going across the road. Didn't look a huge one, did it? It probably looked about 5 foot.
No.
But it was a fair old python.
Someone found a tortoise today, wandering around. Said, I'll keep it for a couple of days and I'll rehome it. You can't rehome someone's tortoise.
Not for a couple of days.
You've got to wait. Or take it to the vets. It's a shame when people go and do that.
Tito's just had a bad incident at his permission. He's got permission from the scouts to use an area near him, and some low-life piece of whatever broke into the scout huts and absolutely trashed the place. I mean, who does something like that? It's probably drug addicts.
That's all I'd say. As well with his woods, it's just not right, is it?
Yeah, and it's as Owen's just said there, life's a hobby. Finding deer, okie dokes, and especially in the British Isles, we have got loads of deer, and any number of deer species. They all have different methods of cover. They all have different methods of moving, whether it be a row, a muntjac, all got peculiar sounds, footprints. In actual fact, we've got it here.
Yeah, we watch Farmer Pidge, and unfortunately, he tries his best this time of year. The hinds hide their deer babies in the tall grass and that, and when they're out doing the hay baling, he had one. He didn't even see it, did he? It was too late, and it's very unfortunate.
No, not got it here. It must be in the other lot.
What's that?
Right. Okay, so the book I was looking for is a Collins gem on animal tracking for Europe and UK. Well worth buying. And again, if you've got youngsters, well worth buying, because all you need to do is go into the woods and find a muddy path track. You're going to see what's using it. And again, it's that just...
But like a rabbit, you see 2 little round prints and a long print behind it.
Yeah. And it's just learning it. And then as you perfect your skills and abilities, you can learn to see how fast they're moving, how slow they're moving. I did a video last week. It just all went wrong. Unfortunately, I lost the footage. It's my own fault. I was on a military training area near here. And as I was coming down one of the paths, I started seeing cow footprints or hoof prints. And I actually did a piece to camera, which I lost. Gutted to lose it because they were in quite hard sand, but you could see the moisture, so I knew that those cattle had moved through there in a line in front of me at walking pace, no more than 10 to 30 minutes ahead of me, Okay, and I could tell that by the condition of the tracks. Now, that sounds, oh, you know, Mickey's really got it. No, it's something anybody can learn. It just takes a little bit of time and a little bit of experience, and you pick it up.
It's like Farmer P's got a dew pond.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll see a muntjac there, but when he goes round it, in the mud, you got pheasant footprints, there's muntjac, there's deer, foxes.
Learning the spoor of the wildlife is, because then you know what's feeding there, what's taking the water, what's taking the food. And again, all the various species, you know, deer don't all give the same hoof prints. And about 15 years ago, on one of the ranges I was working, I used to do the vermin control there. So I used to do a lot of shooting pretty much every night of the week. And I was out, and I didn't shoot the deer or manage the deer there. That was defence deer management. But I always used to keep an eye on the spoor so that I could pass it on to the deer managers. And I also used to look for injured animals and so on, just so I could pass on the information to them. And then I came across these prints that initially, when I first looked at it, I went, deer. And then I realised that it had a cloven hoof at the front. And then behind it, there was two little toes further back. So it was a 4-toe imprint. But the two front were cloven like a large deer species. And I was sort of about 10 minutes racking my brain. And then something come back to me from my childhood. It was a pig. Okay. And so after finding one trail, I followed it, started keeping it, and realised that actually it was about 5 pigs moving together.
You did have some little squealers come past, little stripy.
And it turned out what it was, one of the local farms had got into trying to bring in wild boar back into the UK to breed on the farm for their meat. And they'd escaped. And we had them on the military training area. And it took me probably 4 weeks to actually isolate where they were holding up and the area they were in. And they were no threat, no harm to me, no risk. And as Cass says, I actually confirmed it in the end on the day that I was stalking these pig prints, only to have half a dozen tiny little piglets come screaming out the undergrowth past me. And at that point, I knew that the thing to do there is to stand dead still. Okay. If you ever come across pigs and they've got young, go still. Pigs, I don't have the best eyesight in the world. Got brilliant sense of smell, fantastic sense of hearing. No,
that's your answer to it, Ali. No.
Yeah, and it turned out, pigs can be aggressive. They can be dangerous. If they feel that there's no way out and they see you, they will charge you. Right, so Alex just asked me a question. Okay, water purification time, guys. Let's get into a bit of that.
Yeah, there's certain things it's...
One thing I will never, ever skimp on through my own bad experience is water purification. Okay, so if I'm going out and I'm going up onto Dartmoor, I'm going up onto the hills, and I know I'm going to be taking my water from natural sources, I carry 2 pieces of kit with me. I carry the Millbank bag, which is my primary filter. And these you can pick up cheap.
That was actually made by a veteran, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You sell them on eBay.
Yeah, this was... That's not got... Yeah. Chelmer Bushcraft. So Chelmer Bushcraft. Handmade. He's a veteran. Okay. Hand makes these. Sells them on eBay. Been a brilliant bit of kit.
Good evening to the Fenlands.
Had it for years. Now, my other go-to to back that up, so that's my primary filter. The water then drops, because it's taken all the muck out, into that, and I use that. Soya squeeze, okay? I've had people say to me, it's not fast. Well, actually, you can fill the bag and drink it straight from a straw. You can turn it up, squeeze the bottle, and fill a litre bottle up with it. I also back it up with a sealable plastic bottle. So if I've lost my water bottle, I can collect water, carry it in that. Now, there's 2 companies I trust. One I know and I've used, which is Sawyer. And yes, these are cheap. You're going to pay somewhere around, depending on the company, I think the cheapest I've seen them is 35. An average seems to be up around sort of 50 quid. But it's going to save your life in an emergency. And again, here we've even used it at home where we've had situations where local pipes have burst.
Mary would
I've
like
then
to
used
know,
that to filter water.
She said, is bicarb good to make water carriers safe to drink and use again?
Bicarb.
You want
do you know, if you're doing it at home, if you're going to clean your stuff at home, Milton baby fluid, the Milton baby sterilisation fluid, the stuff they use for babies, I like that because used in the right quantities, it's not toxic, doesn't have an absolutely terrible taste. Because you think about it, you clean baby bottles out with it, so it can't have a real tainted taste, but it's really effective. You use it to clean sterilised baby gear. Trust it to clean your gear. Okay. Now, the other system that I've come across, now I've not used, but guys I know and trust have used it, and that's the Grail system. The only reason I don't have a Grail and I've not bought one to use myself is the price. It's usually around £80 to £100, and I don't have that amount of money, yet I do have a system there that I know I can trust. If Grail see this and want to send me one to try, I would love to give it a go. But that's
Puri tabs.
Yeah, that's my standby, and always Puri tabs. Okay, you can buy Puri tabs quite cheaply and affordably via companies like Amazon, eBay. You can buy them in strips. You can buy large tabs that will do 20-litre water containers, one tablet, or you can buy them in litre tablets.
You could buy the MOD ones, prepper shop.
Prepper shop, places like that do the MOD ones. Okay, great bit of kit as a backup. Okay, and even if I'm taking water from the wild, I trust in an emergency drinking the water from the straw. Okay, I can use that straw, literally put it in the water and slurp on it, and be confident. 99% of viruses and bacteria, okay, they're one of the highest scorers, Sawyer. But there's that 1% people who say to me, and there is. So if you really want to back it up and 100% it, take that water and boil it, make a brew out of it. Okay. If you have no filtration, always boil. You want to boil between 6 to 10 minutes at a rolling boil. So it's put the water on, wait till it's rolling completely, then set your timer. Okay. If you are going down the tab route, it's the water into a container, add the correct amount of water purification tablets, shake it, give it 30 minutes, let it do its job. And remember, if you're using purification tablets, one of the great things is fill your bottle, drop your tab in, give it a shake, give it 30 minutes so the tablet is dissolved throughout the water. Then turn your bottle upside down, crack your cap so the water just comes out through the thread. Then do it back up. You're only going to lose a little bit of water, but that water is sterilised. It's got the chlorine in it, and that will also then sterilise the cap, threads in the cap, which is something people often miss. Then swig their nice sterile water, but what they've got around the cap isn't. And yeah, you can end up with an infection easily.
Is using tabs for too long? Is using your tabs for too long? You can get ill. That's what he's heard?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You're right. So purification tabs kill bacteria. The downside of them, one of the things you've got to think about if you're going to use them long term, is you're then ingesting that, it's getting into your gut. That kills your gut bacteria as well. Okay. And over a prolonged period, it's all right once or twice, your body will manage. But over a prolonged period, what it starts to do is it disrupts your body's ability to function. Without that gut bacteria, you're not going to get the nutrients into your body that you need. And then quite often what people mistake for, these Puri tabs are absolutely rubbish, After 3 weeks I had chronic diarrhea. It was actually the purification tablet that's caused that problem, not a bacterial infection or affection for the water. So yes, prolonged use of purification tablets can have an adverse effect. However, you will die from dehydration faster than dying from an infection or the problems that tabs could cause. So I do carry tabs. Tabs tend to be for me a backup. It is something happens, my filter goes for a Burton, gets crushed, gets blown away in a hurricane. I've got the tabs there as a backup. Or if somebody else, because again, I don't share my kit. Okay, that's my water purification. It's for my water, and if I'm purifying my litre of water, that's going in me, especially in an emergency. If somebody hasn't got one, I can sit there and go, right, there's 6 days worth of water purification tabs. Get on with that, you know. It's also in a survival situation, purification tablets are a good trading tool because everybody will be worrying about water and water safety. But the Sawyer packs away, you can see there, small, light, efficient, easy to carry. Be careful in the winter. In the winter, you want to carry it close to your body because you'll always end up with a little bit of water inside the filter itself. And if it freezes, it will split the filter. So technique for that is in the winter, I carry it inside my clothing in a plastic bag so I'm not getting wet, but literally goes inside, stays warm. Yeah, filter and boil just to be sure. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, let's face it, 9 times out of 10, you're going to make a fire anyhow, or you're going to get your gas cooker out, you're going to make a brew, you're going to make a coffee. And this is the thing I often say to people is, why did we start drinking teas, coffees? Why did we start making beer? It wasn't just because it tastes nice. It was because you were heating that liquid. Our ancestors learned very quickly, boil the water before you drink it. So they would add things to it to give it flavour, whether it be nettle, whether it be pine needles, whether it might be a little bit of honey in there if you were lucky enough to have it. It was flavour that because, funny enough, cold water is quite refreshing. Warm water or hot water on its own is pretty pants. But if you are in an extremely cold environment and you've got nothing else, that hot water, again, it's going to help to maintain the core temperature, or warm water is going to maintain the core temperature. If you ever find yourself in a genuine freezing cold survival situation, avoid drinking really hot drinks. Your body's got a system where if you put really hot drinks into it, it then tries to shed heat to cool the interior down because it gets confused. It thinks it's overheated. If you drop warm drinks in just above body temperature, that will warm you through, make you feel better. Yeah, that's Rook's Foot, exactly right there. That's white beer. And what you used to, I can't remember the term they used to call it for it now. There were several types of beer made, and there was like the everyday beer that everybody drank. I forget what it's called. There is a term for it. It's where you got rough cider from. That was the same sort of thing. It was made fast, very quickly, and it basically purified that water to drink it. Yeah, half a pint of urine. Don't try to small beer. That's it. Thank you very much, Rooksfoot. So there's a man that knows his stuff. Small beer, and again, I believe if I remember my research, it was only 1 or 2%. It was a very low alcohol content to it, but it made it sterile. Yeah, life's a hobby. Definitely a warm drink at 4 a.m. that will make the difference between bathing and not. And again, when I did my one night survival, the hardest thing for me on that, as I pointed out to people afterwards that asked me, they said, "What was the toughest thing?" I said, "Well, without wishing to sound arrogant, I've spent that many nights out in the cold all night. Anyhow, it wasn't much of a challenge. I knew what I had to do to get myself through it. The thing I missed more than anything else was a cup of coffee. Okay." I missed that cup of coffee, that morale, that oh yeah, let's have a brew. So again, in all my kits, there are plenty of brews. Yeah, I regularly when I'm in the pound shop, they've just done a deal recently, 25 little single individual coffee sachets for £1. So I grabbed it because sometimes I do fancy a hot chocolate, So again, handfuls of that in your kits, light, easy, simple to carry. Yep, the instant stuff is not the best in the world. I'll admit that, but better than nothing. Gets you through. Hot flannel, oh yeah, yeah. Sitting there in the morning, got your Hexie stove going, you've got your mess tin going, you've got your water going, and you sit there, you've got your scoff in it, and you literally go scoff out, that side to cool, coffee on, pot with the water back on, flannel into the water, scrub down. You know what? And if depending on your unit, you might then have to have a shave. I was lucky I didn't have to have a shave, but that hot flannel, just that chance to get into all the nooks and crannies and all the rest of it. Yeah. And then sit and have my breakfast, swig my coffee, pack the kit and off. Yeah, it was a reward. Yeah. And adapt as well, isn't it? Is what you can't get. Again, I've got all this kit here has taken years and years to accumulate. Okay. I am a big advocate of get what you can afford. Don't go without at home and all the rest of it. It all comes with time. Improvise. Improvisation, mother of all survival. It's or mother of all invention. And again, the guides to follow for that. Benny Bushcroft. Okay, if I somebody said to me, who would you take with you? I'd take Benny. Yeah, because I can pretty much turn around to Benny and go, right. what? I need a cooker. Make a cooker, and Jace was even saying the other night we were watching something at Benny's, and he went, "Do you know what? As a chef, he's the guy I want with me." He said, "Because I know I can send him off. He'll come back and improvise a petrol burner." So again, yeah, keep the teeth clean. Yeah, bleach. A drop of bleach in the water. Be very careful with the measurements. I quite often use, or I used to take with me, still do in actual fact. If I'm going into a jungle environment, it's going to be the old pot mag, potassium permanganate. Okay, that stuff's brilliant. But again, it will also affect gut bacteria. But that's got so many other emergency uses. It's ridiculous, from catching fish to treating wounds, fungal infection. And if you're in a jungle environment where you are going to literally, infection is just on you from day one, that stuff's a lifesaver.
I've got to lay down.
Yeah, no worries, love. Kaz is having to leave us. She's really started to come a bit of a cropper. She's suffering with really bad stomach cramps. If she's not better tomorrow, I'm going to be taking her up to the hospital, get her checked out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that chair. I'm going to move that chair. I'm going to have the comfy chair. Oh, that's a bit better on my bum. Look at the comments. Yeah, it's again, it's being inventive, isn't it? There are many options out there. There are many things you can do, and quite often they're in front of you. Yeah, unfortunately, poor old Kaz. She had a pizza, or a little bit of pizza yesterday, and I don't know, something wrong with it. I don't know, but she's definitely been very, very ill for the last 24 hours, and I didn't think she was going to join me at all tonight, because I will be honest with you guys, about 10 minutes before I was due to come on, I looked at her and I went, just stay there, love. You really are not looking good. And she's suffering. So, but she's good. I shall make sure she's all right. Dr. Nick's in the house. Yeah. And it can hit us all. And again, when you're out, isn't it? This is the priorities. Okay, so you're not in a combat scenario. You're not in a a scenario where you're escaping and evading. It's not a Bear Grylls moment. You know, a lot of what Bear Grylls does is based on escape and evasion. And when we come into the survival world, there are two forms of survival that are taught. One is the evader's technique. And the evader's technique is, from Bear Grylls' point of view, you are now behind enemy lines. Everybody's after you. You can't afford to make a fire. You can't afford to stop. You've got to keep moving. You're going to have to take risks in your movement. So trying to scrabble down a cliff if you're a climber, yeah, get that in an escape and evasion situation, especially if you're being pursued. Eating whatever you can find, drinking water from puddles on the go. You're going to do that in those situations because your mindset is going to be, I can get sorted out once I'm back to my lines. Yeah. So that is the methodology and the thought process behind that. For everybody else, you've got to protect yourself 100%, and you've got to look at it that you are pretty much in as high a risk, if not a higher risk situation than you would be evading. Because one of the things about evading is if you're captured, you might well be lucky enough that the forces that are chasing you are going to follow the Geneva Convention. You're going to get medical treatment. You're going to get looked after. Might go through a bit of a rough time whilst they're interrogating you, but eventually you're going to get looked after. May even get repatriated. But for the practicing survivalist, we go out and we go on the hills, we go on our adventures, we go to forests, we might go to jungle environments, desert environments, mountain environments, where if it goes wrong, there is no backup. So with a military unit, you know the guys are going to get you. You're going to get help. All you got to do is stay ahead. Eventually, your guys will pick you up. You'll go to the med centre. You'll get sorted. As in our world, you don't. You go out, you have your adventure, you do your camping, you're climbing, you get a tick on you, you pull the tick off because you find it the following morning. Before you know it, you've got Lyme's disease, but you're not going to realise that 3 to 5 weeks afterwards, or you've drunk the water and you've picked up an infection from the water, or even worse still, a parasite. Okay, and there's some vicious parasites out there. It's in your system. Before you really know what's going wrong, you're very, very ill. But that's going to be weeks, possibly months later. You go to the doctors. He looks at you and says, "Blimey, you look a bit rough, mate." Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. What's he got to treat you for? What's he going to go with? What's he going to look at? Okay. That is the time, in actual fact, you want to be going in, walking straight in and going, I need to book an appointment at, say, the London School of Tropical Medicine. I have been to such and such 3 months ago. I'm now coming down with fevers, night sweats, whatever. They could do all the right blood tests. Your average doctor isn't going to know. And I had an incident of that myself. I caught Weil's disease. Okay. Basically got bitten by a rodent whilst along a river. Bite was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Didn't think anything of it. It was no pain, no issue at all. It was one of those, oh, you little bastard. Quick stamp, and that was that sorted. About 2 weeks later, maybe 3 weeks later, I went down with flu. And I felt like crap. And it was a flu. I had the aches, the shivers, the sweats. I had flu. So what do I do? Take the Lemsip, match it out. 5 days in, I'm eating Lemsips like a mad thing. It's not even touching it. And then one morning I looked in the mirror and my eyes had gone bright yellow. And I just went, shit, too much paracetamol. I've done my liver. Right? And that's why I booked the appointment with the doctors. Booked the appointment with the doctor. Went up to see him. I phoned him up and said, what's wrong with you? I said, I've got flu. I think I've overdosed on paracetamol. Been taking Lemsips and that, and it's not touching it. And my eyes are bright yellow. Come up and see me. Went straight up to see him. Walked in. He's had a look at me, and he's gone, yeah, too much paracetamol and all the rest of it. We're going to send you for some blood tests. What I'll do is send you up to the local hospital. They'll draw some bloods, get the test done quicker that way, and you might need some emergency treatment for that. As I was walking out, he just said to me, "What do you do for a living, by the way?" And I turned around and I said, "Well, I've been working along the canal." And straight away he went, "You've been working along the canal, right? I'm going to get you tested for Weil's disease." Okay. Went along, got it, leptospirosis. That's its technical term. Yeah, got it. Full blown leptospirosis. Knocked me off my feet for about 6 months. Hellish. Literally, as soon as they got the positive on the blood test, that's it. Intravenous antibiotics, bed rest. You're staying in the hospital for a few days, see if we can save your liver. So again, it's prioritise your water. We all talk about shelter. We all do videos on shelter. We all do videos on fire lighting. They're the primary skills. Okay. Water, boring. It's boring. It's water. Here's the filter. This is how I filter it. There's the water. But it's so essential to make sure that you've got good water. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to watch it. And again, you don't have to be near water. Anywhere that you've got rodents, so anywhere where there's rats, mice, voles, any form of rodent, they can carry leptospirosis, and you don't need to be bitten. You can pick it up through their urine, through an open wound. It's one of those things just to be aware of. Yeah, yeah. So you just E. coli is going around at the moment. Again, that's one of my concerns with Kaz. That's what I'm worried about. Because if she has got a dose of E. coli, so 60 to 70% of people with E. coli, their body will fight it and they will manage to fight it. Karen's has got a weakened immune system. So if she's picked up E. coli, that's why tomorrow, if she's not coming out of this after 48 hours, her body's getting on top of it, we should be taking her to the hospital. And again, same advice to anybody: don't take chances. People at the hospital will tell you, and even your doctors in the hospital will tell you, we'd rather you came in, got checked, and we could say to you, you've just got go home, than having to deal with it in the later stages when your kidneys, your liver, and all the rest of it's really been hammered. Yeah, TA Outdoors did. Yeah, Mike did. He got very ill. Yeah, it's yeah. And again, these things can really hit even the fittest and strongest of us. If it's not caught early, if it gets a chance to get into you and really get hold of the system, that will knock you. Again, I meet people that go, "Oh yeah, I'm not bothered about it, mate. I take this and I eat that, and I'm super fit and all the rest of it. My immune system's." In actual fact, sometimes the guys with the stronger immune or more powerful immune system become more ill faster because a lot of these bugs will actually turn your immune system against you. Okay, and that's then very, very dangerous. Yeah, TJ's place sounds absolutely awesome. Yeah, I might be getting up there, having a look at his permission, having a meet. Because again, one of the things I want to do, I want to get up north. A lot of the guys are based quite far up north from me. So the idea is to be able to get up north, pick sticks up on the way through, come up, meet some of you guys. I'd like to be able to sort of shoot the crap one night round a campfire with a load of you. That would be a good one. Sit there, just be no panicking about doing this, that, and the other. Just having a good one. Ali, yeah, I read one of the things I teach on my courses is firelighting with potassium permanganate glycerin, and these days what I tend to use is pot mag and vape juice. The little bottles of vape juice. I find they pack away and make a nice little kit that you could carry with you. Potassium permanganate has a shelf life as well. So one of the annoying things with it, when the pot gets down to that sort of level, or down to about a third, that airspace in there every time you open it up gets a little bit of moisture in it, especially on a day like today. It's humid, and this stuff is affected by even the smallest amount of moisture. So that humidity getting into there, sitting in there for several days, the stuff can go a bit sterile. But a pot like that tends to last me about 2 to 3 years of running regular courses and that, because you don't need a lot. The other one you can do with it is if you put your pot mag into, normally make a little hollow in a piece of flat wood, put the pot mag in and an equal amount of granulated sugar, and then grind it, and that will ignite. You just get a little bit of friction behind it, where it's go. And those of you that are doing bow drill, if you want a little cheap bit of potassium permanganate, you can buy this stuff on Amazon. Makes me laugh, really. I can buy that on Amazon in a container like that, no problem at all, and it's sent to me through the post. I can't get hex me. Blimey, anybody that knows their chemistry, it's crazy. But there we go. Can't judge. Yeah, like coffee, it can go with time. Yeah, glycerin, cough medicine, cough syrups, they'll do it. Brake fluid will do it. Antifreeze will do it. Yeah, there's any numbers of methods, and it's yeah, bloody good stuff. Now, in some of the EU countries, Germany being one of them, that stuff is now illegal. Same problem we got with hexamine. It's banned, it's illegal. You can't have it in your camping gear, your camping equipment, and you will go to prison if you're caught with it. Because what was happening, people were getting this into water courses, okay? And it only takes a very, very small amount of this in a water course, and you will take all the oxygen out of that water. Every fish for about 25, 30 yards will be on the top gasping for air. It will kill them. So again, in the survival world, a tiny little bit of that into a water course, if you really had to, you can then collect the fish. You're going to have to dry them, smoke them to make them last, otherwise you're wasting it. And again, that also comes back to one of the things I done a recent course where one of the guys on the course, we were getting into what would you do in an SHTF long-term situation, and he said, well, I've got a crossbow, I turned to hunting deer. But he was also a guy that was preaching going solo. And I said to him, I said, well, so when you've taken your roe deer and you've got the carcass and you've gralloped it, cleaned it, skinned it, and all the rest of it, what are you going to do? And he said, well, just make a big stew. I said, you ever seen how much meat's on a roe deer? Well, it'll keep you going for a week. So it'll keep you going for a month. I said, you're going to have, don't just think you can go and do that. You're going to have to learn to preserve it. You're going to have to learn to do what our ancestors did, and people that subsist today do. You have to learn to smoke it. You have to learn to preserve it, dry it, make jerky from it, whatever you need to do to preserve it. You got, again, it's the process. People tend to stop the fantasy picture of themselves in the wood with their bow and a deer stood at a different distance because they watched Robin Hood. Twang, deer falls. Yeah, we eat. There's only one of you. That deer, you've taken something that could be a resource that will keep you going for weeks. You've wasted it in one meal. So, again, when I talk to people about survival methods in the UK, when people say to me, oh, what gun do you recommend for that? 2-2 air rifle. Really? So yeah, 2-2 air rifle. Because if there's only a couple of you, or a small group of you, say 4 people, it's actually easier to go for things like a small game that are common, plentiful, will breed and give more, like rabbits, squirrels, and so on, because you're going to get enough protein out of that rabbit for 4 people. You're going to bulk it out with foraged vegetables, roots, and all the rest of it. You're not going to go on to just a pure meat diet. You're going to balance your food out. Ali, in that case, I would say the potassium permanganate that you've got, mate, is it's US. Usually this stuff goes quite quickly, quite easy. The thing with potassium permanganate is getting the right amount of glycerin into it. It takes a little bit of trial and effort the first few times to do it because it's a visual thing. You're literally looking at how much hot mag you got on there, then the glycerin, maybe sometimes give it a stir. I tend not to, just let it soak into it, and then you're going to wait anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute, minute and a half before the chemical reaction starts. It's not an instantaneous, it just takes a little while to build. What you'll normally get, you'll see a little bit of bubbling, then it will hiss, then you'll get a bit of smoke, then you'll see a little bit of a glow somewhere, and the next thing, thump, away it goes. I'd say your pop mag's probably US. I mean, that the stuff I've got in there's had it. That's I tried to do one the other week, and it just couldn't get it to go. And once the stuff's gone stale, end of, it's done. There's not a lot you can do about it. Yeah, you've got to keep your eye in, TJ. Yeah. 2-2 air rifle. It's efficient. The ammunition's plentiful. It's cheap. You don't require a license for it. It's safe to practice with as long as you've got the right bit of backstop and the right place to do it. Yeah. Practice your skills and your abilities. And again, because you've got to find that what is practical. A gunshot in the woods. You're in a survival situation. The world's gone to poo. You're off in the woods. You've got your 308 and all the rest of it. Even if it's got a moderator, it still makes a hell of a bang. Okay, and that round goes through the sound barrier, and people say, "Oh, well, I'd use subsonics." Right, so that's bloody expensive to start off with, and it's a limited quantity. You're not going to have 10,000 rounds of subsonic ammunition. So everybody for 5 miles has heard that crack and is going to go, oh, somebody's got a deer. And guess where they're coming to? Yeah. And they probably aren't just after the deer, they're after your rifle and your ammo. An air rifle is quiet. It's a little, okay? It's going to put enough on the table, enough to feed you. And then people say, oh, but what about defending yourself? Well, if you teach yourself enough field craft, you're never going to need to defend yourself. They're going to walk right past you. They're not going to know you're there. That is the best defense. The best defense is become that invisible man. Why take on a threat? Why put yourself at risk? Why put yourself in danger when you can become attuned with nature, use the environment to protect yourself? It's the method I'd go with. Oh, don't get me wrong, sure as eggs are eggs. There could come a situation where you do have to go up against somebody, but again, you're going to want to keep it quiet. Yeah, good crack on the back of the head with your staff. That's the way to go. Yeah. You're going to want to be Mister in tuned, Mister Quiet, and you don't have to be Davy Crockett about it. Okay, it's just use nature. Me and Mac did a talk for some guys. They were stealth campers, and they were telling us all about their stealth camping adventures, and we were laughing, and they were like, "Well, no, but we're." And Mac turned around and he said, "I can guarantee you." Now they were explaining some of the places they went. And Mac was like, I guarantee you the farmer knew you were there, but he wasn't bothered because he could see what you were doing. And they went, oh, no way he knew. So he knew you were there. Country people, gamekeepers, farmers, foresters, rangers, bushcrafts and survivors that practice the skills know when somebody walks into their woods. Okay? Even when they're not in that woods, they will know somebody's in their woods. They will know because of the change of the bird sound. They will know because birds will take flight. Certain birds won't fly at certain times of the day unless they're disturbed. Okay? There are certain calls that birds will give, rooks, crows, Magpies, definitely. Squirrels will chatter. They will call to one another to warn the threat. Even rabbits will thump the ground to warn other rabbits that there's a predator about. Okay, so these guys are in tune with their environment, and they will know. They'll also know because they will see the grass laid down on the field. Okay, Joe Bloggs might walk past that and not notice it, but they looking for this all the time. They're looking to see, maybe it's the wildlife, maybe they're looking for deer, maybe they're looking for foxes, maybe they're looking out for badgers, maybe they're just looking out for the ramblers that are straying off the path. But they will know you are there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's tune yourself in. Come. Yeah, and it all sounds mystical. You know, people go, "Oh, the mystical art of," and it's not something anybody can learn. It's just practice. You've all got it ingrained in you. Even city dwellers that have never been in the countryside can tell. Yeah, and as Owen just said there, the birds tell the deer. Okay, yeah, and again, seeing ultraviolet. And that's the other thing, is lots of animals will see in different spectrums to us. You take a dog's nose. I can't remember what the figure was, but it's something ridiculous, like 1,000 times more sensitive than ours. Dogs communicate through their nose. Okay, so foxes are going to do the same. The badgers are going to be doing the same. Deer do the same. Deer, you see a deer and it senses danger. The first thing it does is it freezes. It goes absolutely stop still, and you can see the only thing you'll see moving is the ears, and they're on alert. But the nose is also going. It's trying to pick up on the wind. What is that? What is it? Where is it? Where's the threat coming from? Okay, and as soon as it's sure there's a threat, pow, gone. Oh yeah, I've done that a few times, TJ. Oh yeah, I used to do a lot of bunny bashing with a 410 with a red light mounted on it, just looking for the eye shine. Yeah. Hi Martin. Well, Martin, I'd probably come back past you because at about 3:45 I was on the catamaran coming back from the islands across to Portsmouth. I went from Ryde Pier back across and shot back. So you were on one of the boats that was out there buzzing around. It looked a beautiful day out there on the water. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But it was absolutely stunning out there. It looked absolutely gorgeous. The water was beautiful today. Absolutely beautiful, clear sky. In actual fact, every morning this week, I've had a little walk out with my mum and the dog, just sort of keeping her company and that. We've done a couple of the little sort of beaches and bays. We did the Dover and that around the island. Just nice walks. Nice walks. Badgers on the menu. Yes, definitely. I've had the pleasure of trying that myself. So up until 1920s, early 30s, in rural parts of the country, smoked badger ham was quite a popular dish. You used to take the badger and they would literally smoke it in the chimney like a ham. Oh, brilliant. watching the sunset. Nothing like watching the sunset. Love a good sunset. Always makes me a little bit sad. One of my favourite things to do years ago used to be sat on the beach. And if you that know Bude, you should sit on Summerlees or Crooklets Beach, depending which we fancy, which was least busy, and just watch the sun go down out over the Atlantic. Used to make a fire on the beach. While my boys were making the fire, I'd jump in the car, dive to the chippy, grab fish and chips supper for us all, come back. I'd get back to the beach. We'd watch the sun go down, having fish and chips with a fire on the beach. Obeying the rule, fire was always lit below the high tide mark so that it would be dealt with. Oh yeah, anything on the menu. Oh, Andy, mackerel fishing. Or you've been on the feathers, I take it. Yeah, did like being on the feathers. Mackerel cooked in a bucket on the beach. That's just boiled in seawater. It's absolutely delicious. Luciv, mate, take it easy, be good. Thank you very much. Yeah, and yeah, all you guys. In fact, actually, for 2 hours and 1 minute in, I'm going to be winding up in a minute because I've got to go and make sure Kaz is okay. And I'll be honest with you, it's been a long week, so I'm going to wind down. Thanks for all the prayers, support, and that this week. It's been a tough week. My stepfather was a good guy. He was with my mum for 35 years. He made her happy. And he was a good guy. He was an honourable guy, and it's going to be a bit difficult for her now. So, yeah, I've got to be the dutiful son. So, I'm going to be disappearing off to the island quite regularly to take care of her and make sure she's all right until the day she goes, I'm fed up with you coming over here, clear off. Tried to talk to her about maybe getting her, because she's a brilliant gardener, loves her gardening, wealth of knowledge that way. And I wanted to see if she wanted to be on maybe come on and do a chat on growing herbs and bits and pieces like that. But she's a generation, she doesn't fancy it. So that's fair enough to her. Guys, excuse me, getting rid of one of my nicotine pouches. Thank you very much for all the support, all the kind words, and all the rest of it. Thank you for bearing with me. I know we didn't get a lot up this week. This week coming, what have I got planned? Don't know yet. Head's still all over the place, but there will be a video up this week. Get outdoors, have fun, have your adventures, take it easy. Or in fact, actually, before I do that, we'll give it 10 minutes, give you a chance to say goodnight to one another on the channel and the community. Yeah, it's been a fun evening. Thank you very much. I look forward to this every single week. This is my social time, really. Don't have any other friends. It's only you lot that are my friends. Everybody else is scared of me. Guys, have fun, be good, take care, get outdoors, get some fresh air, have your adventures. For my friends in America, have an awesome day. For my friends in other countries, likewise, have a great week wherever you are. Take it easy. Virginia Bushcrafter, John, Mr. D, I know you're listening out there. Hang tough. Yeah, thank you all, guys. It'll all be good. We'll be good. Owen, take it easy, mate. Have fun. Be good. Oh, and I'm sorry I haven't commented on anybody's videos. I haven't had a chance to see any. I haven't even had a chance to go through my own comments. Guess what I'm going to be doing first thing tomorrow morning? That's going to be a long hour or two, I bet. Cheers, Rookfoot. Take it easy, my friend. Look at that. I didn't even manage to get through my cider tonight. That's bad, isn't it? I didn't even got a third of the way through my cider. Blimey. Faye, take it easy. Good night, my love. Have a good one. Yeah. What are we going to do now? Cheers, Benny. And Benny, I thought that was a brilliant reply to what was put up. Well done, mate. Absolutely brilliant. The other person, if you see this, chill, mate. That's all I can say. Chill. Life's like that. Sometimes things happen. People don't do it on purpose. It's not intentional. Stop treating the world like it's attacking you. You'll find it's easier to do it that way. Yes, Kiwi, take some pictures of the backyard. Show me how you've been getting on, mate. TJ, yeah, will do. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Well, next year things might be changing up a little bit. It might be moving a bit further forward. I may have to be in a position where I start doing some courses on a regular basis for people and some training days and things like that for guys. So I don't want to work for anybody else. So I might have to look at doing it for myself. So yeah, that's in the future. That's something that's got to be looked into. Got to look into all the insurances and all the bits and pieces that are going to come along with that. So yeah, this time next year, I'm probably going to be on the verge of starting my. Don't want to call it a training school because that sounds too formal. I don't know. Wood education, survival education. Don't know what we're going to even call it yet. But hey, there we go. Things change in life, things move on, and we sometimes have to adapt, diversify, and sometimes we have to take a bit of a leap into the unknown just to find out what's there. Martin, bloody glad you had a great day out there, and if I'd known you were out there on your boat, I wouldn't have got the ferry. I'd have given you a call and got a lift back across. It would have been far more fun. Yeah. Yeah, Faye, do that. Do the kids' version. Yeah. Oh, it'll be a case of I want to run them outdoors, want to run them up the woods, and again, it's going to be simple stuff. It will be going to have to come up with formats. So you got like a beginner's format, a middle format, and I've been doing a lot over the years, teaching people that are doing expeditions or training them and bringing their skills up to speed for expedition work. So that's all over the world. And again, that's quite in depth. You're starting to go into local diseases, infections, parasites, stuff like that, as well as the difficulties of lighting fires in different environments, whether it be a rainforest, Arctic conditions, and so on. But again, it's been my bread and butter for donkey's years, so that's what we can do. But I'd like to actually do more with the beginner stuff, and I'd like to be able to offer more wild camps. To be honest with you, that might be a way of also getting it going, inviting people down or opening it up to people and setting a small nominal fee that would be enough to make my income and allow people into the woods. So I've got to look out and see what all the legalities, what all the issues are there. Well, we've got my woods, or the woods that I use at the moment. I've got the chance of leasing a woods, but that's on a day rate. So again, I'm going to have to work out what I can charge for the courses that covers the day rate, my fuel, my costs, expenses, kit, insurances, tea, coffee, food for the day, and all the rest of it for those people that are there. Because again, one of the things I want people to do is come into with literally nothing. Say, just come in good outdoor gear. I can provide everything, and literally be able to provide everything. So that if they want to bring their flint and steel, if they want to bring their knife, if they want to bring their tool and try it out, show it, learn how to use it properly, I can. But also for those that haven't got anything, I want people that are absolute beginners to have a chance to learn to do it practically and sensibly in a safe environment, get the right instruction, the right method, and to go away knowing that they now pick that skill up and all they've got to do is practice it to perfect it. That's all it's about, isn't it? Anyhow, there we go. Giving you 10 minutes. Guys, love those you do. No, in actual fact, before we do that, we've had that little chat on the end of it. I know there's 15 of you out there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any of you that got any advice, any ideas, anywhere you think I should go with it? Do you think it's a crackpot idea? Or do you think it's a way to go? Right? Let me know. Feedback. Have a think on it. Any tips and ideas I'll quite happily take on board. Okay? So I stick things out to the community and I learn all the time. TJ, I understand that fully, mate. What we'll have to do, yeah, we'll look, any time that you can get your babs to get you down, right, and we'll sort something out, even if it's just a small camp, just a couple of us together. Otherwise, me, you, Babs, maybe Kaz, maybe Jace, maybe one or two others, yeah. And we can put that on the channel there, yeah. Ray, take care, brother. Have a great week. I hope the horses are not being bugged by the flies and the horse flies and all the normal buzzy, stingy things that tend to bug them, piss them off and upset them. If I'm saying that, so far this year, we haven't been too bad here. Doesn't matter, TJ. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Everybody's got to start somewhere. I quite often get people say, "Oh, I'd love to, but I don't know anything." Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can guarantee I can take you into the woods for a day, and in that day, I can give you the basics of shelter. I can do you the basics of fire. I can do you the basics of water, the basics of tool handling skills. Everything from there on is basic. Just practice your own heart. That's why I'm always saying to people, I'm not an expert. I'm knowledgeable, yes, because I've done this for donkey's years. I'm not an expert. I don't believe anybody is an expert. You never stop learning. And I still, every week, somebody shows me a new technique or a method I've not used before or a method that I've thought too convoluted, and somebody comes along and goes, "No, actually, mate, look, do it like this." So I'm always learning myself, and that's the thing. If you keep an open mind and always prepared to learn and get pleasure from learning, it comes. Right. A few bad eyes. Bloody things, aren't they? Bloody things. I know the worst one was for us, Ray, when Dan was a shepherd. Fly strike. Oh dear, he was on the fells for, was it fells? Oh, it was old Guildford and had a couple of sheep got fly strike over that. Bloody terrible. Horrible. Oh, it's not, mate. I know enough plants and trees in the UK to keep me going, but again, there's so much more to be learned. I'm definitely not a genius there. I've pretty much got myself to the point where I can feed myself quite comfortably, and it might be the same thing every day and a bit bland, but at least I'm getting the vitamins and nutrients into me. Oh, right. To know everything would be boring. It would be, you get these people that say, to know everything about a subject, absolutely everything. You'd be bored, wouldn't you? You'd always have the answer. You'd always know. Half the pleasure in life is learning new things. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it just comes from love, practice, and yeah, always been interested. I'm fascinated by history. Yeah. Good. Faye, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Glad you've enjoyed it. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right, TJ. Yeah, I'm fascinated by history. One of the things I often say to people when they say, "Oh, if the world went to pot today, we would all be screwed. And I say to them, I don't think we would, because there's enough people out there that understand that if we survived in the 1500s, the 1600s, the 1200s, 1700s, the guys that went into America, okay, and explored new worlds, new lands, we've got all those skills and abilities. We have them. We have the ability to use these. Okay, so it's, if you have the basics, it's just a matter of learning and perfecting and getting better. If you look at the nomadic peoples, whether it be the Mongols, whether it be um, uh, the the Plains Indians, the northern nations, the Sami people, the Aborigines of the outback, or even the Kalahari Bushmen. You look at all these indigenous peoples and how they survive, and they get by. In actual fact, come the SHTF situation, they're probably the ones that are going to do better than anybody else, because nothing's really changed for them. They can still function and move on. We get so encompassed in what we have around us in today's society that we sit there and go, I couldn't survive without electricity. I couldn't survive without my house. I couldn't survive without the gas cooker and the freezer and the microwave and all the rest of it. Well, they just make life more comfortable and easy. But the basics of it is, you break it down and you say, well, what does the microwave give me? What does the gas cooker give me? Well, it just gives me a way of heating food. So I just got to find a more primitive skill to heat that same food. And then you go, well, yeah, but you haven't got the shops. All right, so where does it come from originally? I'm bimbling around on the walking with my mum yesterday. Walking along, we had a little snack as we were walking along. Like, we had some samphire, we had some sea beet, and that, just literally walking along, picking these things as we were going. So again, it's like that. TJ, not a problem. Now, what I've got to say to you, mate, is I can't always answer. Yeah? Two reasons. One, invariably, I've not got my reading glasses on. Without my reading glasses, that's a bit of a pig for me to use. The other thing is, like with this week, where I'm with my mum all the time, basically I don't go to the phone. And a lot of the time, because I'm busy with YouTube and other things as well, I have a habit of just going, do you know what? I'll leave my phone there. I'll look at it this evening at 6 o'clock. Kaz has got her phone. If it's one of the boys or it's a family emergency, they'll always get hold of her. So quite often, I might not look at my phone for 6, 7, 8 hours in a day. And then when I get home, I just have a quick skim through it, and I might just sit there and go, right. I won't. That was a conversation from this morning. I'm not going to answer that now. I'll wait till later on. So please don't feel offended or that I might be ignoring you at some point. It's not. It's just that's how I lead my life. It's pretty damn hectic, to be honest with you. But that's the way I likes it. Yeah, Brooksfoot, exactly that. You would do if you had to. Yeah, your granddad was a wise man. No, you be chatty. I like that. That's not a problem. Not a problem. Hiya, mate. How you doing? I'm really sorry you've joined us quite late, and we're going to be wrapping up the live stream in a little bit. It's a shame you weren't with us earlier on. Unfortunately, wrong eyes, and I'm trying to read that. Is that Pavali Tembe? Hopefully I've pronounced that right. Please don't be offended if I haven't. But a big hiya to you. Thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Tonight we've covered all sorts of survival techniques, methods, methodologies, as well as just having a laugh and a joke together. Join us next week. We meet up at about 2000 hours. I don't know where you are in the world, but that would have been about 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. Guys, that's it. I've got to end it there. Right. I shall finish this up with saying, anybody that's new that sees this, dive in and have a look at the channel. The Sunday live chat is very different to how we run the channel. but it's the same mentality. Be safe. From India, thank you, my friend. I've got to ask, how's the weather out there at the moment? I believe very, very hot in some areas. T-Jack too, right? Index. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate all the support from India. Appreciate all the support from everywhere in the world. Guys, wherever you are in this glorious world of ours, have an absolutely fantastic week. Look after yourselves. Get outside. Breathe in the fresh air. Breathe it out. Be at peace. Enjoy the world. Okay? Love those you do. Forgive those you don't. And as always, may peace and light be upon you all. Good night, my friends. Take care. Till we speak again next Sunday. This is Mickey, Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. Mickey out.